Welcome, and I'm glad that you're joining. This is Enduring Journey to Bliss, and my name is Deanne. So I'm doing a follow-up video on this basil. I bought it at the grocery store because sadly my basil that was growing in my garden outside, I did not get any starts off of it before we had our first very low temperatures for the winter this year. And so I lost all 4 of my basils that were growing out in the garden area outside. But I bought this particular one at the grocery store in the produce section, and I will lift it up. So they sell it in these little pots, and this particular one, all these little brown stems are where I took cuts, well, not all of them, but some of them, and I put them in water, and I'll do a close-up of that here in a little bit. And so these, I just remove them if they go brown, but the hope is that they will do just as this one right here has done. So right here in the center is where I made my cut. And as you can see on each side of that, at the nodes, I have new growth. Hopefully that's coming through well for you. And so now I have 2 new stems, and each one of those stems, if you look at the node, the growing node area, there are new leaves coming in right there and there. So that's how you can have basil and continue to grow it all winter long in your house, either on your kitchen windowsill, your kitchen countertop. If you have a grow space, you can grow it in your grow space and take cuttings off of it throughout the winter. So one of the mistakes a lot of people make when they grow basil is when they're ready to use it in a sauce or as part of a salad or something like that, they will just pluck, a leaf at a time. You don't want to do that. If I were to take any of this particular basil here and take it into the kitchen to cook with it, I would probably cut right there. I'm not going to do it because that's not what I'm cooking today, but I'd probably take a cut right there between these 2 nice new growing points. Yeah, there you go. I would cut the stem just above those 2 growing points. So I'd cut about right there, and then I would take everything above that into the kitchen, and what that does gives me basil leaves, fresh, to put into a sauce or into a salad or onto a sandwich. But it also encourages these 2 right here that are growing, that one and that one, to continue to grow more beautiful leaves like that. And that's how you continually get your fresh produce off of your basil leaf, off of your basil plant. If you do a leaf at a time, if I would just pinch this leaf off right here, it might encourage this little baby leaf to grow, but it's not going to give me the same thing as if I were to cut at the stem down below. I could even go as low as here because, as you can see right there, hopefully that's coming in, there is new leaf growth right there. So I could actually come all the way down here and cut just above, not below, but just above, about right where my thumb is at. And then I would have all of this that I could take into the kitchen. And that encourages bushiness of the plant. It encourages new growth of the plant. So if you take more than about 2/3 of a plant, you may end up with this happening. And in my case, I wasn't too concerned about that. But all I do when this happens is I just remove it. It's doing nothing for the plant, and it kind of encourages spider mites or mealybugs or whatever creatures that are attracted to dead and dying parts of a plant. So I will clean him up in just a little bit. I wanted to show you the starts that I took. I'll go ahead and I'll show you them in the water. You can see lots of growth, lots of root growth. So these are really just about ready for me to pot them up into their permanent growing media. Now I could leave them in the water if I wanted, but that's not my game plan. I am going to pot these up. That will probably be another video, but hopefully you can see lots of new root growth. And I will put this in the playlist for my basil. So any of you that have not seen that and would like to, you can see how I started with just this one plant. I took cuttings, and from those cuttings, I placed them in this little mason jar, it's a tiny one, and let them root for me. And now they are ready. I can go ahead and I can put these in a soil base growing medium, and I will be able to continue to take cuts, and you would take cuts in the same manner. So if you look at these, I'll set it down and see if I can pull this particular little group out. Stay down. So if you take a look at these, there we go. So here's the roots that are growing. And if you look at it, again, right here at this node, at this leaf node, there is more growth coming up right there and right there. So if I needed to or wanted to, in theory, I could cut just above that node, right, kind of where my thumb is at, right there. And these two, this one and this one, would continue to bush up and grow for me. I would be hesitant to do that on this particular plant at this point because that would be more than a third of her actual growing. This is all stem. It's not doing a whole lot. So I would wait until she had at least one more or two more in height of these nodes, these growing nodes with the new leaves. But that's how you can continue to get more and more basil throughout the summer when you're not able to garden. If you live in an area like I do, I live in Colorado in the United States, and it is too cold to grow basil outside during the winter. So that's how I continue to have a nice fresh crop of basil leaves throughout the winter. Right now I need to go ahead and change this water, and when I do that, all I do is I just pour it out in the kitchen sink, and I put in some fresh water, and I always use API stress coat that I use in my fish aquariums. So I would put like 1 or 2 drops into a gallon. Well, if I put it in a whole gallon, I'd put probably about 5 or 6 drops from a little droplet of the API stress coat into the water, and then I would pour water into here, probably about up to here, when I do the little refill that I'll do here in a moment. So just want to give you a quick update on that. Hope you all are having a wonderful day, and please feel free to drop by again, and I will provide updates on other plants. Take care. Thank you.